So, Laura, you mentioned you have the arts committee, but I'm wondering when it comes to the instructional arts programs, the sequential arts programs, how does Greenwich House determine which specific arts disciplines you're going to offer?
Over the years at the Greenwich House, we've had so many classes, so many arts classes that have really been successful, and some that haven't, and some classes that have been sequentially on for several years, and they just have a nice following. But as we look forward and we look for more programs and more classes, we find that asking the members is the best way. A few years ago, I went to a training through Lifetime Arts when we were trying to get a grant for programming. And one of the things that I took from that training was surveying the members and actually surveying the members and seeing what it was that they wanted. So at that time, the Greenwich House has 4 senior centers. We actually just made a survey. We went to all 4 centers, we surveyed them, and we found what the best thing, what people really wanted. So people really wanted visual art classes, drawing and painting, watercolor, digital photography, things like that. And we find that surveying the members and asking the members seem to be the best option for us.
So,
Yeah.
were any surprises, anything new that came out of those
Yeah.
surveys?
Those surveys, really what came out of that was the digital photography class. The number one art that everybody wanted at that time was drawing and painting. We already had that. And it was also figure drawing, which we already had. We wanted something that we have not had before. So we had, so that's where we started the digital photography class. And we had probably about 25 seniors at least at all 3 locations for that whole year. And it was a really wonderful program. But now we know from surveys or from past experiences that the seniors at our centers, they don't love storytelling. They don't love, things like that. Some centers, they love that. And in our center, that's not the culture. It's not the culture at all. So I remember one Sukasa class, they chose storytelling for us or something like that. And I went back to them, I said, we won't get people, people want, we won't get anyone, we don't want to have to advertise for these classes. These are, top rate, first rate classes. And we want to be able to just put up that we're having a digital photography class and have a waiting list. And that's how the culture is at the Greenwich House. People really love the classes, and we never have to look for people. They always find our classes.
That's really a great example of
Yeah.
the difference between having the participants drive this as opposed to having something foisted on you and saying here's an artist, here's a class for you, where it's in this case and it was great that you were very specific and able to say it's not gonna fly. And we know this because we've surveyed our members and we know our members, and this is what they want.
That's right. And the other selling point is the artist. The artist, obviously, we know when we have a strong artist that has, has a good way and a good knowledge about them, that will, increase our attendance. We have an artist right now that's well known teaching another digital photography class, and she's well known in the community, and that brings people in as well. So the artist definitely has a lot to do with it as well.